Vasily, in order to stop the Strigoi, prepares to blow up the subway tunnel. Just as Vasily starts to retreat, a peacekeeping unit suddenly enters the subway and begins to move towards the explosion site. For their safety, Vasily called out to them. Afterwards, the group starts questioning Vasily about why is the curfew still out there. To lead them away from the blast range, Vasily begins to provoke as he retreats. Soon, Vasily is subdued by the group and arrested on charges of terrorism. On the other side, feelers trained by Kelly discover Zach's trail. This is exactly where F and Zach played together yesterday. Back at home, F starts discussing the plan to eradicate the Strigoi with Nora in order to spread the virus on a large scale. F is preparing to go to Washington. He has good connections there with friends who can help contact manufacturing plants or the military. And when you're done, bring them the virus to make a weapon, making it much easier to eliminate the Strigoi. Before that, F goes to the black market. He is currently wanted and needs to obtain a fake ID first. After that, the hacker suggests that F change his appearance. Upon returning home, F directly shaves his hair off. He then puts the virus into an urn to pass through security checks. Subsequently, F arrives at the train station and successfully deceives the security with his fake ID. In this way, F embarks on the journey to Washington. As night falls, a group of heavily armed special police enter a residential building. Their mission is to clear the building of hidden Strigoi. The trained special police easily deal with the Strigoi. However, when they reach the last floor, one special police officer discovers a little girl alone at home. But when he puts down her gun, an accident occurs. His teammate immediately opens fire upon seeing this, and the feelers directly take cover. Then the teammate immediately calls for backup. When he was done, he helped the wounded out. Another team of special police also arrives to provide support at this time. The two of them are shooting at feelers. Meanwhile, the injured special police officer reaches the staircase and unexpectedly gets ambushed by another feeler. One of the team members is knocked down the stairs. At this moment, another special police officer rushes over upon hearing the noise and drives the feelers away. In this operation, one special police officer dies and another is injured. The injured special police officer's eyes have turned red. Unaware that he has been infected, Justine set up a quarantine point and started isolating individuals who appeared to be infected. However, people were strongly resistant to this and expressed their desire to go home. This left Justine feeling helpless. But at that moment, Nora and Dutch arrived. They came to secure Vasily's release on bail. So, the two of them found Justine and suggested a method to quickly identify the infected individuals. But before that, they needed to release Vasily. That's how Vasily was successfully brought out of the detention center. Afterwards, Nora began assisting Justine in testing for infections. The first two individuals showed no signs of infection. However, when it came to the last person, they discovered wriggling nematode all over his body. Through these actions, Justine greatly admired Nora's professionalism. She hoped that Nora could examine her nephew. Subsequently, the two of them entered a ward, where Nora used a UV lamp to examine the patient. They found out that he was already infected. Upon seeing this, Justine hoped that Nora could save her nephew, but Nora expressed her apologies. She explained to Justine that there was no cure for this type of virus. Justine, upon hearing this, instantly broke down and sadly left the ward. Abraham went to the black market and found cream in order to find the falling light. They could find anything as long as the price was right. So, Abraham presented a Patek Philippe watch. Upon seeing such a generous reward, Krim agreed to help. That night, when Abraham returned, he noticed a mysterious figure in black following him. When the figure removed their disguise, Abraham realized it was Fitzwilliam. He's here to help the Exorcism team. The next day, the special police invited Vasily to join the mission of clearing out the Strigoi. Vasily never hesitated when it came to eradicating Strigoi. Soon after, the group entered a residential building and quickly discovered a large number of Strigoi. To demonstrate the Strigoi weakness, Vasily pulled out a silver nail gun. Afterwards, the group entered a residence and found no one inside after inspecting it. Just then, Vasily heard a noise coming from the bathroom. The three of them cautiously entered and found no trace of Strigoi there. That's when Vasily noticed that the ventilation duct had been opened, leading him to conclude that the Strigoi were hiding inside. Suddenly, there was a commotion from within the wall. Vasily then found a good spot and then stuck the rebar straight in. Despite stabbing multiple times, Vasily still didn't hit the target, so he used the steel rod to pry open a small opening and carefully looked inside. After clearing out the Strigoi in the house, the group gathered in the hallway. Vasily firmly believed that there were still many Strigoi hiding in the building. He pried open the elevator doors and shone a light down, discovering Strigoi resting there. Dutch took out a silver bomb and dropped it. Quinlan, upon learning of Vaughn's death, sought out the Elder and began to blame the originals for their inaction. Since the last century, they have allowed the blood ancestors to roam freely, leading to the current uncontrollable situation. When he was out there, he sensed that the blood ancestor had been seriously injured. Therefore, he would now go all out to hunt down the wounded blood ancestor. F ran into Barnes, his former leader, on the train. In order to avoid exposing his identity, F engaged in a fight with him directly. After knocking Barnes unconscious, F approached the train door. He wanted to jump off to evade pursuit, but the train was moving too fast. Even if he jumped, he would either die or be severely injured. While F was hesitating, Barnes woke up and chased after him. The two of them immediately started fighting again. Accidentally, F threw Barnes out of the train, and F panicked and locked the train door immediately. On the other side, Gus, who had nowhere else to go, arrived at a restaurant near his home. Angel was very annoyed with Gus, but the boss's daughter was friendly towards him. Just then, the boss walked over and asked his daughter to deliver a takeout order. Knowing that there were Strigoi everywhere outside, Gus offered to accompany her. Upon hearing this, Angel also wanted to go along to prevent Gus from having any ulterior motives. Subsequently, the three of them went to the delivery location together. After finishing their task, as they were about to leave, a Strigoi suddenly appeared. Gus took out a silver axe and attacked it. After suppressing the Strigoi, Gus killed it with a single shot. But at that moment, another Strigoi came from behind. Angel immediately pounced on it and pinned it against the wall. Gus quickly dealt with it with an axe. Due to intense activity, Angel's old injury resurfaced. So, Gus and the others quickly helped him out of the building. Fitzwilliam joins the Exorcism squad and begins to explain to the group what Palmer did. In a short period of time, Palmer had bought 7 factories in the suburbs. Whenever Eichhorst came, Palmer would let him go out, so he didn't know the purpose of these factories. But one thing was certain, these factories must have some issues. So, after discussing, they decided to investigate further. On the other hand, F arrived in Washington. As soon as he got off the train, he immediately found his friend Rob. F then showed him his research results, and Rob asked how he could help. F said he needed to contact Chemerol, a pharmaceutical company, and have them produce a counteragent using the virus, then take it to the Department of Defense and spread it around. Upon hearing this, Rob said he knew a good friend of Chemerol. Quickly, Rob arranged a meeting, and Lee is a secretary at a pharmaceutical company. F immediately presented his report. Although F's virus data was perfect, Lee said they would still need to wait some more time before mass production could begin, but F wanted to develop the medicine as soon as possible, so he did not hesitate to sell his body. At night, Lee told F that the pharmaceutical factory would mass produce this reagent within 72 hours. Then F went to the Ross house, preparing to tell him the good news, but when he arrived in the room, he found Rob lying in a pool of blood. Shortly after, an assassin walked out. After comparing F's photo, the assassin killed the Lee. After dealing with the assassin, F picked up his phone. On the phone, he found the logo of Stoneheart Group. It seems that his plan has been discovered by the blood ancestor. A hand reached out from the coffin, and the blood ancestor has been resting here for a month. After the last battle with Abraham, his body is now severely damaged. A new body is urgently needed to transfer the soul. Today is the day he is going to change bodies, and Eichhorst is very excited to see this. He knelt in front of the blood ancestor, ready to receive his infinite power. Then Eichhorst slowly closes his eyes, but he waited for a long time, and the blood ancestor showed no sign of movement. Confused, Eichhorst opens his eyes and finds Gabe standing in front of the blood ancestor. The master has chosen Gabe as his new body. Eichhorst is saddened by all of this. He devoted himself to the blood ancestor, only to transfer the great power to someone else in the end, but now he can't do anything to stop it. he can only watch as the blood ancestor transfers his soul into Gabe's body.
Master!
After the ritual is completed, the blood ancestor collapses. At this moment, the blood ancestor soul is gradually taking over Gabe's body. In a few seconds, the blood ancestor adapts to this new body. Then toward Eichhorst he said,
Eichhorst, prove to me no matter what form I take you shall serve me. Mir, du bist mein besonderes Kind. Wir werden für alle Zeit zusammen sein.
Forever, Master.
On the other side, Nora finishes her work at the quarantine station and prepares to go home. Justine specially assigns a police officer to escort her, but while driving, they suddenly hit something. The police officer immediately gets out of the car to check and finds a child lying in front of the car. Next thing you know, he's getting his neck snapped by one of the feelers. It turns out to be Kelly who has arrived. The feelers begin attacking the police car, and Nora tells Zach to run to the church. Kelly takes out a handgun and shoots at the feelers. While the feelers are running away, Nora rushes to open the car door for Zach to run toward the church. In the end, Nora and Zach successfully hide inside the church and use an iron rod to block the door. Abraham is explaining the weaknesses of the Strigoi to Fitzwilliam when the phone suddenly rings. It's Nora asking for help, so the exorcism team set out to rescue Nora. After hanging up the phone, Nora quickly runs upstairs with Zach. Kelly is blocked at the entrance gate, so she controls the feelers to climb up. Nora sees the scene and quickly takes Zach into the house to hide. The feelers have already broken through the window and opened the door to let Kelly in. With the help of the feelers, Kelly quickly finds this room. In the wardrobe, only found the scarf Zach was carrying, which made Kelly extremely angry. At this moment, Nora and Zach are hiding in the church. Kelly, accompanied by the feelers, has already arrived at the church. Just as the two are about to be discovered, the vampire hunting team appears in time. They directly attack the feelers, causing them to scatter around, and finally the group manages to reunite safely. One feeler launches a surprise attack, and Nora misses her shot, but luckily Fitzwilliam manages to finish it off in time. However, he didn't pay attention and got bitten on the leg by the feeler. Abraham immediately beheads the feeler upon seeing this. Kelly still wants to take Zach away, but she is driven away by Vasily's gunfire. Fitzwilliam, realizing that he has been infected beyond hope, asks Abraham to kill him. After giving his last words, Abraham himself beheaded Fitzwilliam.
Make them